So as promised, the next makeup tutorial that I said I was going to do is a glitter cut crease, and that's exactly what I've done. Here we go. Ooh. What do you guys think? It's a gold cut crease, in case you can't tell. So today's makeup tutorial is using a whole bunch of new things that I got recently. It's a mixture of drugstore as well as more higher end as well. Depends, I've chosen various different types of products. I'm using the brand new Dose of Colours highlighter today. I'm using my Violet Voss Ride or Die eyeshadow palette, as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit, Anastasia Beverly Hills Current Liquid Lipstick. I'm using a new L'Oreal foundation as well. So a whole bunch of new things that I picked up recently when I was in New York. And you know what? I love doing glitter cut creases. This has really become my thing recently. But it's the first time I decided to do it on video for you guys. So I hope that it's come out okay and you guys don't hate it too much. It's really difficult doing it when I'm doing it just like normally in my room, whereas doing it in front of camera, I'm like a lot further away from the mirror. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the video. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all soon. Bye. Hello everybody. So first I'm going to be priming my eyes with Urban Decay's Primer Potion in the shade Enigma, which is a matte neutral shade. This is something that will keep your eyeshadow in place all day. And then I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime primer on my face, which will keep my foundation in place all day. I'm still getting through them samples, people. I've got so many. Now the foundation I'm using is the Maybelline Dream Cushion Fresh Base Liquid Foundation on the Go in the shade Medium Beige. And I have to be really careful because once I pressed it in like a bit too hard. I am using the Real Techniques buffing brush. I really love this foundation and it's really easy to blend. It's quite liquidy, so it like easily moves around on the face. So it's a really nice medium coverage foundation. Done my eyebrows, eyebrow dance, hey! Now I'm using the NYX HD powder in the shade Banana with a contour brush by Real Techniques, just to set the concealer that you didn't see me do around my eyes. Brow tutorial is in the description box below, by the way. And then I just use it to kind of set the primer and the concealer under the eyebrows. So I'm using the Violet Voss Ride or Die palette, and the first shade I'm using is called April, and I am neutralizing my eyes further, making them even more smooth using this shade. This is just so that I can keep everything easy to blend afterwards. Next I'm using the shade Caitlin, and I am using a Morphe M330 blending brush to go backwards and forwards in the crease. This is the first kind of step that I normally do. It's like my transitional shade, but it's quite a lovely deep sort of orange because we're going to go for like a sunset kind of look. So just keep blending backwards and forwards until it's nice and smooth. Next I'm using the shade Riley, and I'm using a classic MAC 217 brush, and as you can see I'm going directly into the crease. I'm going in quite heavily and I'm not blending it out too much. I'm just kind of mapping out where I'm going to be doing the cut crease, and as you can see I'm slightly winging it out towards the end. This is so that it can act as a guide. Don't worry too much about blending at this point. This is just building up the colour slightly. And then I'm going to take the same Morphe brush again and go over the top just to blend out the harsh line that I applied with the darker shade underneath. There's a lot of blending involved with this because I want to have a really nice like sunset look. Then I'm going back in again with that same Caitlin shade, and I'm again deepening the crease even more. And then again I'm going in with the first shade that I used. Can't even remember what it was called now. Refer back. And now to actually cut the crease, I'm using the shade Ashley, and I'm using a Morphe M507 brush, which is like a really long and tapered brush. So plus it's quite small, so you can easily carve out areas and still do a little bit of blending at the same time. So I'm going over the shade that I applied beforehand, but I'm again going in a bit more heavy-handed and being a lot more concentrated in the crease area, and I am just covering all the part that you saw before. And then I'm using the shade Riley again, and I'm blending the shade Ashley out with a 217 brush. So there's lots of blending, toing and froing just to make it look all neat. Then I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and it's in the shade Light Medium, and this is what I'm going to use to tidy up and properly cut the crease using a Sigma F70 concealer brush. I like this brush because it's very flat but sharp along the top so that you can easily cut the crease as I've been doing. So just make sure that if you are like me and you've got dodgy shaped eyes, that you keep checking backwards and forwards to make sure that it is even on both eyes. I'm also using the concealer to tidy up the eyeshadow underneath because I want it to be really nice and crisp when I apply other things. And then I'm just going to use my finger just to pat it all down slightly. Next I'm using the shade Eclipse from the Aurora Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm applying it all over the concealer with this Sigma eye shading brush. You don't have to necessarily use the same glow kit. You can always use one of the Ride or Die shades if you're using this palette. It's up to you. And next I'm going to be using the shade Luna, and I'm applying it to my brow bone because I want a very intense highlight up there. Again, this is optional. Sometimes I apply highlight at the top, sometimes I don't, and then I'm just going to be doing the same on the other side and then blending it out again with that Morphe M330 brush so that there are no harsh lines whatsoever. And then to tidy up my brows, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Chocolate, as I always do after I've done my eyeshadow. Next I'm using the shade Lyra, and I'm applying this to the center. This was kind of pointless because it really just blended in with the other one, so skip that bit. Now I'm doing the fun bit, which is the glitter liner. I'm using the standard Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner in the shade Midnight Cowboy. This is a classic, that's why I said it's standard. And basically just go over the crease area. I have speeded it up a little bit, so take your time when you're doing this. And then I go over it again because I like to have 2 layers just to make sure that it is really nice and thick and obvious and glittery. Next I'm using the NYC liquid eyeliner to do my eyeline, and normally I don't pay attention too much to make sure that my eyeliner is perfectly exact, but in this case you have to make sure that it kind of runs parallel to the crease above. So take your time when doing the eyeliner. Obviously again this is speeded up, but this is just to show you how I took my time and did it really slowly, and it's only when I've got a little bit of product left on the brush that I start to do the sharper bits so that you don't make it too thick and so that it doesn't get all kind of gross and messy and lumpy. Next I'm using the Push Up Drama Mascara by Maybelline just to prep my eyelashes, and I'm using the Jade Foam Ink Eyelashes by Huda Beauty. Her eyelashes are my favourite. Next I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium to do my under eye, covering up the dark circles, you know the one, and highlighting the face. And then, oh, what shade is it? This is in the shade Medium. And then I'm going to pull my weird and strange faces in order to blend it all out with a beauty blender. The reason I pull these really weird faces is because any lines underneath your eyes or anything, you can really make sure that it's kind of stretched out without having to pull at your face. And at the same time as doing this, I'm also going right under that eyeliner to make it really sharp and clean in that area so that there is no eyeshadow there. Normally I have a little bit of eyeshadow and I'm not that bothered, but in a cut crease situation you have to do it properly. Next I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I am just setting all the areas of the shade Banana using a Real Techniques contour brush. This is like one of my favorite brushes. I use it for so many different things on my face and I use it every day. And now back to the eyeshadow. I'm using the shade Sarah and I'm applying it to the lower lash line with a Royal and Langnickel Pro Pencil blending brush. And next I'm using the Rimmel Scandalized Kohl Kajal eyeliner, as I always do, to line my waterline, and it is in the shade Black. Now for the tear duct, I'm using the shade Helia from the Glow Kit again, and I'm applying it to my tear duct with a MAC pencil brush. This is like kind of a tingy, greeny, olivey sort of shade, so it really complemented the look nicely. And then I'm using Push Up Angel by Maybelline to do my lower lash line, as it's my favourite at the moment for that area on my face. Now I'm using the Coty Airspun powder, the translucent powder. Oh my god, I'm talking so fast that I'm like bleh, bleh. And then moving on to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit again, and I am carving out my face using the Sigma angled brush. This is just to give your face some dimension, to stop the foundation making it look so 2D, and then at the same time I'm slightly contouring my nose. I don't ever do too much. I don't really over contour my face. This is just to make it look all nice and sharp and to make your face look more natural. And then I'm using the Airspun again to cut my contour, and I'm using the Morphe, what brush is this? It's the contour brush. What's it called? I always forget. It's the Morphe contour brush. I'll link it below. Anyway, so this is what I use to tidy everything up, to make it look nice and sharp and neat and tidy, before I brush it all off using, again, the contour brush by Real Techniques. As I said, I use it for multiple purposes on my face on a daily basis. And then it should look nice and tidy. And then I'm using the shade Pomegranate by Sleek Makeup. I'm applying it to my cheeks using a MAC 129 blush brush. This is like a lovely pomegranate shade with like a golden sheen to it. I really like Sleek's blushes, they're amazing. And now I'm using the brand new Dose of Colours Supreme Glow highlighter in the shade Milk and Honey, and it's fabulous. As you can see, I love it. And I'm using the Morphe M310 fan brush to apply it to my cheekbones. This highlighter is coming out on the 1st of May on Dose of Colours website. Look out for it. And then I'm doing my nose as well, as I always do. I only apply a very tiny bit, but I do a lot of blending. So don't ever think that I'm like, whoa, she's got so much on her nose, she looks like a light bulb. I don't. Well, it depends. And then I use the blush brush again just to blend out any harsh lines, to tone down the highlighter slightly so that it doesn't look too over the top. Haha, glitter on my face, and I'm saying over the top anyway. And then I'm using the NYX powder and the contour brush again, just to tidy up my face, to make it look all neat and tidy. And then I'm going to set it all using my L'Oreal Infallible Mist Setting Spray, which I'm actually really liking right now. I've been using it all month and I'm quite happy with it. And then finally the lips are Anastasia Beverly Hills. What was that look about, mate? It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Current Liquid Lipstick, which is a gorgeous kind of brick raspberry sort of shade. It's like a mix between the two. It's a really pretty colour. It's one of their newer shades from their spring line, and I got it at IMATS. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to take a breath now, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!